Buffalo Bills and the LA Chargers, the freshly new coachless LA Chargers, are 13.5-point dogs at home to the Bills. And we chuckle, and it might not even be enough. Who knows?
Well, this is a very interesting test for the new coach, right? Like everyone's talking, I want to bet the new coach the first time there. And we saw the Panthers were able to cover. We saw that the Raiders were able to cover earlier this year. You think the Chargers can cover with a new coach? I mean, there's more problems than just the head coach. Now, It was an issue, but the thing is you're going to get so much better of an effort this week from the Chargers than what we saw last week. Their defense gave up in that game. They had no interest in tackling anybody. You gave up 63 to the Raiders. They can't be that bad. But Buffalo, they're looking pretty good. They're playing well right now. Feels like that they can make a run.
It's Easton Stick. We don't know if Keenan Allen's going to play. He missed this past week as well. We don't know if he's going to be able to be back out there. The Bills kind of peaking at the right time, like we said. No home field advantage. Another thing that we just talked about as well. No home field advantage for the Chargers at all. It's Bills Mafia is going to show up in L.A.
Yes, they will travel.
Yes.
They will travel.
Bills Mafia is going to show up in L.A., specifically now that it looks like they are really and truly in the thick of the hunt here again. Like you might have had some people say, like, I'm not going to make that flight if they weren't going to make the playoffs, but they're making the flight now.
And nothing like a Christmas in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, it's 13.5. I'm not rushing to bet a 13.5. It's a standalone game, so it does make you wonder by the time this thing kicks off at 5 Pacific on Saturday, what does this look like?
It's the only reason why I would consider Buffalo 13.5 now at all is if I thought this line was going through 14 for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't know it's going through 14 for sure, specifically because of the new coach angle. Mm-hmm. Because all the money is coming in on Buffalo game day, right? I mean, anyone who watched that Raiders game was absolutely laughing at this Chargers team. Mm-hmm. They're not going to come in and be like, oh, I'm going to pour money in on the Chargers here in another standalone game. They're going to want to be on the Buffalo side. The question is, where does it get to before that point? Is there pro money that comes in and says, look, that they can't be as bad as they were. Buffalo is playing very well right now. They're coming off one of their best performances of the year. Do we want to put in Chargers money here and push this down to 12, right? Because 13, it's an important number. I wouldn't say it's a key number, but it's an important number. But between 12.5 and 10.5, you can go pretty quickly in there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The big question mark here is just, is Easton Stick like terrible? He could be terrible. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know, right? I mean, we have no sample size really with him at all. And so, I mean, he could be a bottom 3 quarterback in the NFL, and we just don't know it. And so then you start to look, and like you said, like that, then this 13.5 isn't enough.
Yep.
Because if he's going to go out there and just turn it over 5 times in the game or 4 times in the game, then they're going to cover this pretty easily. But who knows? Maybe he could be competent. We just don't really have an idea.
He could be competent, and we could get a flat response from the Bills here because they're traveling across the country after a monster win, and you could get a charged response from the Chargers because they just got blown out, fired their head coach, and they're playing at home. So we talked so much about the spot today, right, with the Dallas Cowboys and how it was a terrible spot for them because they had just beaten Philadelphia, and then they're going to Buffalo, and how Buffalo was a great spot for them. This is a great spot for the Chargers and a terrible spot for the Bills. So it's what number are you willing to swallow here if you do want to back Buffalo? Not going to put this one in my account yet because I do think we're going to see some Chargers money early, and then we'll see where this lands. Game day will definitely go toward the Bills, though. Yeah,
no, absolutely on that one. And again, the only thing we don't know here, Keenan Allen, pretty good player.
He's good at football.
Could help an Easton Stick for sure if he's able to get out there. So that would be the question mark here, still sitting around that one.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.